Hey, playa, have you ever got that feeling that maybe your parents just don't really love you? That somehow their love for you is conditional. It's based on how successful you are or how well you do in school. It's a hard thing to think about and an even harder reality to grasp. So, I want to walk you through what you can do if you feel like your parents don't love you, how to talk to them, and how to deal with it if they don't. First things first, I want you to ask yourself this honest question. Do you feel like the path you're on in life right now is one that you've chosen for yourself or one that you think is going to make your parents happy? So many of us choose that second path for a variety of reasons. I know for myself, when I was going into college, I had no clue what I wanted to do, so my parents steered me in the direction of computer engineering even though it wasn't something I was truly passionate about. And at the end of that semester, I was failing classes and was about to get kicked out of school. I break down the rest of the story and what actually happened going forward in a video. I'll link it up over here, but it ultimately led me back to that same question. Why did I choose this path if it wasn't going to make me happy? And it made me realize it was going to make my parents happy, so I just went along with it. This isn't to say that your parents are always wrong, you should never listen to them, but a lot of times it's super important for you to think deeper, to ask yourself that question, is this something I genuinely want to pursue? And if I choose not to pursue what my parents want, are they going to love me less? Are they going to hate me? Are they not going to talk to me anymore? All those worries and fears rise to the surface and affect our decision. And that's kind of the tale that's told over and over. We're so quick to sacrifice what holds meaning to us just to make them happy. But I want to let you in on a little secret. Come closer. If your parents don't like what you choose to do with your life, that's their problem, not yours. I know you don't want to hear that, and I know you don't want to ruin the relationship you have with them, but how many years of your life are you going to sacrifice for someone else's happiness before you decide to prioritize your own? That is the number one question you need to think about. But let's say you're doing everything right. You're following all the tasks they assign you, you're studying what they want you to, you're carrying out all the chores, you're doing everything you can for them to be happy with you, but for some reason they're still not. Hey mom, I finished all my homework. Is it okay if I jump on the Xbox for a while? Oh, just because you finished your homework, you think we're gonna let you go rot your brain and play those video games? No, you're gonna go clean your room right now. Come on, it's not that dirty. I can just clean it up a little later. Are you talking back to me? That's it. You're not even touching that system. I'm putting it away. Get in your room right now and go clean it up because I said so. All right, I'll clean it up. You don't have to take the games away though. Forget it. One of the false realities we create for ourselves is that our parents have it all figured out, that they know what to do at all times. But as you get older, you start to see that that's not true. You start to see the humanity in them come through. You start to see their flaws and where they make mistakes and where they have traumas and challenges and how that affects their parenting with you. It's a tough pill to swallow, but the truth is your parents are people too. They have their own thoughts and feelings and experiences, and yes, it affects their judgments, it affects their outlooks, and it affects how they feel about you. If you feel like your parents don't love you, it might not be as simple as you did something wrong and they're upset with you. It could just be that they don't know the right words to use to express their feelings in a way that you can really hear them and understand them. They may choose to yell at you or criticize you or punish you because they grew up believing that that was the right way to handle those situations. Somehow now the burden falls on you to find a way to deal with it. So what do? How do you deal with feeling unloved by your parents? Well, I want to share a few practical tips with you, but first I want to mention today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online service that can connect you with a licensed therapist or counselor to talk about what's going on in your life. You can access BetterHelp through your phone, through your computer, and what's cool about the service is that you can not only talk to the counselors through video chat, you can also text message them back and forth and have conversations that way if that's easier for you. BetterHelp is available worldwide, so no matter where you live, you can access it. Each session can run between $65 to $85 a week, but here's the cool part. You can also apply for financial aid when you're signing up. This is going to reduce that price and make it a lot more affordable for you and for your parents to get on board with you doing it. Trust me on this, working with a one-on-one professional therapist is going to be the best way for you to heal from that trauma, to deal with those feelings of being unloved by your parents and never meeting their expectations. I'm going to have my affiliate link for BetterHelp down below if you want to check it out, but let's talk practical for a second. What can you do right here, right now, when it comes to dealing with that feeling of being unloved by your parents? Well, the first thing I'm going to suggest for you is to try to set up a time to talk to them. Talk to them? I do that all the time. They're just not open to listening. I can't get through to them. They won't hear me. It's a waste of time. Hold on, let me rephrase that. Talk to them, not with the intention of trying to cram your feelings through, but to create space where they can share theirs to create a more welcoming environment. Like I said before, your parents are people too. And what do all people really want? To feel seen, understood, and heard. So if you can create that presence when you communicate with them, they're going to be a lot more opening to listening to you and understanding your perspective. Hey mom, I'm sorry we've gotten to a whole thing before. I know it's important for me to clean my room, so I'm going to take care of that. I was just curious as to why you felt like there was a deep sense of urgency of doing it now versus later. Don't question me. I'm your parent and you do what I say, that's that. I hear you on that. I don't want you to ever feel disrespected by me. I want us to be able to communicate. When you feel I should do something, let me know, but try your best to explain it to me so I can better understand that. I understand. I want us to communicate too, honey. I feel like when your room is messy, it makes me feel anxious and I feel like you're not being responsible, and I want you to understand that that's important to me. I understand where you're coming from. I want to be responsible too, so I'm going to do my best to always keep my room clean. But I want you to also know that some days I get super drained from schoolwork, and playing video games is the only thing that allows me to just feel relaxed and unwind. So some days I may want to jump into that first. Is that okay? Okay, that's okay. I understand where you're coming from too. I just make sure your room's clean from time to time and try not to leave it too messy. One mistake you want to make sure you avoid doing is keep pushing them when you start to see your parent get wound up. This is not going to lead to a productive outcome or conversation. Instead, they're going to default to something simple like, because I said so, because I'm your parent, don't talk back to me, and you're not going to end up winning that situation. It's just going to create more unrest and may lead to them having more resentment towards you. So where do you realistically put a halt on things? Where do you stop saying, but why, but why, but why? Well, I think the best place for you to do that is after the first time you say it. Really give them space to share, and then once they do share with you, reflect back what you heard to them so that they feel like you understood them. Now look, you don't always have to assert your opinion or your thoughts after everything that they say. Sometimes giving them that space and letting it sit for a day is the best thing you can do. It allows you to reapproach the conversation the very next day and to bring it back up. But now you're going to bring it back up in a more peaceful setting where it's going to be more civil and easier for them to talk about. Sometimes though, it's just not going to work out. Your parents are not going to see eye to eye with you, and it's going to create major tension in the household. So the best thing you can do is to have someone outside that you can communicate with. Like I mentioned before, you could speak to a therapist or a counselor. Maybe you have a community that you're a part of. Maybe you have friends that you can open up to. Having someone to share your deep inner feelings with is going to help you process them better, especially if you can't do it directly with your parents. I know this isn't easy for you to go through, and the one thing you want more than anything is for your parents to understand who you are, to care about you and the things that matter to you. But you can't ever control someone else. You can't make someone else care. So the best thing you can do is to recognize where people are. What stage of their life are they in? Are they able to communicate? Are they able to listen? Are they able to understand others? If your parents just aren't in a place where they're willing to learn and grow, all you can really do is accept them as they are. Recognize that you still have control over how you choose to react and respond to those situations. Maybe it's a matter of in a few years you move out on your own and distance yourself a bit. Maybe it's a matter of coming back after not speaking to them for a while when you feel more secure in yourself and not heavily relying on their sense of praise. This is not an easy situation to go through, but there are experts and professionals out there who can help you get through it. I want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. I want you guys to check out the link for them down below, and I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.